Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and today I'm doing a video that I feel like is kind of overdue. The fall season has started. It is officially autumn, aka my favorite time of the year, and I feel like a lot of people can agree. This is such a cozy, fun season, and I realized when I was bringing out my sweaters and my crew necks and all the essential fall gear, I've never done a fall recommendations video like for books. I've never done that before, and I think I'm gonna change that today. So yeah, today I'm gonna be giving you guys 10 fall book recommendations. Yay. Okay, so these are kind of across the scale. Like some are romance, well no, a lot of them are romance, different tropes, different vibes. All of them for the most part are cozy though, nothing too angsty, too sad. And then I also have a few fantasies. So if you've been on this channel since the start, you will probably have heard me talk about a few of these books before, but some of them I haven't mentioned on this channel, and I'm very excited to talk about them because like I said, they're some of my favorites and they are kind of perfect for fall, if I do say so myself. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first book recommendation is a book that's pretty popular amongst romance readers, but it's also one of my favorites, so I'm putting it in here because I think it's perfect for fall. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This book, honestly, it's long overdue for a reread. I love this book so much. It's so comforting, cozy, sweet, cute. If you guys don't know what Archer's Voice is, it is about this girl who moves into a small town. Everybody knows each other, and everybody knows this guy Archer. He's kind of like the lone wolf of the town. Everyone knows not to really mess with him because he's kind of weird and shady. But the girl that moves to town starts talking to him, starts getting to know him, and finds out that he is actually mute. He can't talk, but no one else in the town knows that. Like, no one else in the town is aware of his inability to talk to people. He doesn't try to interact with anyone in town because they've kind of already shunned him out since he was a kid. But she like slowly brings him out of his shell to get to know everyone and talk to them and bring the town closer to him. And it's just such a really cute book. And obviously like the two main characters, Archer and the girl, they slowly start to form a relationship, and it's just such a sweet book. Oh my god. Kind of one of my favorites. Like, I look at this book with so much fondness, though I haven't reread it in a while, which again, I need to get to that. Because when I was putting it down on this list, I realized that I really do need to reread this book. I feel like it's not fall unless I reread Archer's Voice. Like, I'm even saying this like not even just as a fall recommendation, but just as like a romance recommendation. If you want something sweet, not too heavily angsty, small town romance vibes, go check it out. Okay, next book is one that I have talked enough about, I feel like. Well, I can never talk too much about this book. I can never give this book too much praise, but you guys already know what book it is, okay? Legendborn by Tracy Dion. This is one of my all-time fave books. I literally made a whole vlog dedicated to annotating it for my friend. I've made a vlog dedicated to reading the sequel on my other channel. Like, this is kind of like my book, like in a literal sense and figuratively. Like, this is my book, my comfort book, and I just think it's perfect for fall just because it has like the magical vibes, but also it's like the beginning of a new school year when this book takes place. And beginning of a new school year, fall, it's around the same time. So I just kind of always associate this book with fall. Also, the setting of the book kind of gives me fall vibes. Like, nothing outwardly in the descriptions of the setting give fall, but it like is on a college campus and there's nature around and stuff, and it's just really fall energy to me personally. If you guys don't know what this book is about, it's about a girl named Bree, and she is grieving over the death of her mom. She gets accepted into an early college that her mom used to go to, so she ends up going to that college a few months after her mom's passing. And while she's at the college, she notices some weird stuff going on, like demons lurking around and trying to kill people. And she's like, oh, that's strange, that's suspicious, that's weird. She starts to go undercover and she infiltrates like a secret society, and the secret society has something to do with the demons, but she also realizes that the secret society might have something to do with her mother's death. So like she kind of infiltrates the society, the secret society, tries to get in the know of what's going on. But what she doesn't know when she gets there is that the secret society is full of descendants and heirs of King Arthur and his 13 knights. Crazy, right? Okay, so it's like a murder mystery slash like King Arthurian retelling, and it's so good. I can't recommend this book enough. I'm being so serious. I will literally put it in any recommendation video that I can. It's just so good. I'm low-key thinking about rereading the sequel. I reread this book, like I said, like a month or two ago for a friend, and I'm in the mood to reread the sequel because the sequel also gives heavy fall energy. Read it. Check the trigger warnings before though, because this is, while it's cozy to me, any new reader that stumbles upon this book might find some element of it triggering. So I would say to go check those trigger warnings out. Honestly, like the found family in this book, the characters, setting, the magical elements in it, just so good, so cozy. Nothing I've ever seen done before, especially in like YA fantasy. So yeah, check it out. The next book is one that I read this a few months ago. I read this when I was in England studying abroad at the beginning of this year, and I really fell in love with this book. These characters, the whole vibe of it, it's just giving fall. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. One of my faves that I've read this year. It might just be also one of my favorite romance books I've read ever. Like, it's so high up on the scale. It's kind of hard for the other books I've been reading this year to get to this standard, but let me explain to you what it's about. It's about these two characters who had kind of like a 1 week love affair when they were like teenagers, and then they got split up for some reason, and they end up meeting each other again like 15 years later. They're both authors, writers. They've kind of been writing to each other in their own novels for the past 15 years, but they haven't communicated anything. But they know that the characters that they write about in their own novels are about each other. None of the fans that read their books know, but they know. So when they come across each other at a book convention, they're just like, oh, it's you, hey buddy. And the guy, I can't remember their names, I'm so sorry, but the guy is basically just like, I really want to get you back, like you are the love of my life. The girl, on the other hand, already has like a kid, a life that she needs to worry about. She's not really interested, but he's just like, I have come back to get you. Like, I'm here at this writing convention not because I care about my books or my fans, low-key. I'm kind of just here to see you and get you back. And it's told in like flashbacks and present, so like you get a flashback of their week together when they're teenagers, and flashbacks to like the present time when they are slowly falling back in love with each other. It's a second chance romance, and it's just so cute. Also kind of heavily emotional, kind of dark. The characters suffer a bit, especially when they're teenagers. Like they suffer a lot. So I would also check the trigger warnings for this, but I do think that the romance element of it is just very wholesome. Like, in this dark world where both of these characters are having so much struggles and hardships, especially when they're young, they are each other's light. For that 1 week that they got to spend together, they kind of just like fell deeply in love, and they haven't been able to get that kind of love back with anyone else since then. So in present time, it's just them like rekindling that, and it's so freaking cute, sad, emotional, very cozy to me though. I don't know, I think everyone should read this, but especially like if you want like a fall recommendation, I think this works. The next book I'm going to be talking about is one that everyone knows. It's a classic in a literal sense. It's literally a classic that a lot of people associate with fall. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, the woman, the queen herself. Everyone loves Pride and Prejudice. I don't know about everyone, but everyone associates the Pride and Prejudice movie specifically with fall. Like, you have your Gilmore Girls line up to binge, and then like in between the Gilmore Girls binge, you'll watch Pride and Prejudice in between. Or am I just projecting onto everyone else? That might be the case, but regardless, Pride and Prejudice, the book, heavily recommend. Heavily. I feel like even explaining it, like why? If you guys don't know what this is about, it's about Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth. Ooh, okay. Elizabeth, she meets Mr. Darcy, and Mr. Darcy is very standoffish, not really that nice. She doesn't really like his vibe. She's like, oh, he's not that's not it. He's very rude and I don't like that. And I don't want anything to do with him. Her sisters are like, no, he's kind of like the main guy in charge. Like everyone wants to dance with him. Everyone wants to be with him. And Elizabeth is just like, I'm good, fam. I don't even want to marry anyone. She kind of invented the not like other girls trope, low-key. But anyway, Mr. Darcy, on the other hand, he's actually a very sweet guy. He takes care of his little sister. He's just very quiet into himself. Like, he doesn't mean to be rude. He just doesn't know how to talk to people. He's very socially awkward. The misunderstood trope was invented here, I dare I say. It's just them kind of like slowly getting to know each other through others in the book. They don't really interact, which I find interesting. Like they have like maybe 2 or 3 interactions leading up to like the end where they get together, but for the most part everything that Elizabeth's hearing about Darcy is hearsay, and same with him. Everything that he's hearing about Elizabeth is hearsay through his friends and acquaintances. They don't really interact much, but you could tell that there are feelings sparking whenever they do come across each other, and it's really, really cute. I love it. I love this so much. I read the actual Pride and Prejudice book for the first time last year and I really liked it, and then I finally ended up watching the movie because that was also my first time watching the movie. I didn't want to watch the Pride and Prejudice movie until I actually read the book. So yeah, it's a comfort book, a comfort movie. I think it's definitely like perfect for fall. I genuinely associate every Jane Austen novel with fall, so have your pick of the litter, but this is the it girl of them all. Everyone knows about Pride and Prejudice, like come on now. Next book is one that I've talked a lot about as well, so I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet, but Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This, as you guys know, one of my favorite things to ever exist. I love these books. I love the Netflix series and I can't recommend it enough. Same with Legendborn. Like I can't recommend this series enough, especially when it comes to like a fall recommendation, because there's literally nothing, I was gonna say nothing sad about this series, but that's a lie. It's just very comforting, okay? And I don't think anyone will get it unless you actually read the books or watch the show. The characters, the stuff that they go through, the found family with the characters, it's just so good and it'll make you feel so happy on the inside. If you guys don't know what Heartstopper is about, it's about these 2 teenage boys, Nick and Charlie, and their growing friendship that slowly turns into a relationship. And then as you read the rest of the graphic novels, because it's a graphic novel series and the show is based off the graphic novel, I'm sorry, I have to stretch, my foot is asleep. As you get through the rest of the graphic novels, you get to know more about their friendships with the other characters and how the other characters' stories kind of like intertwine or reflect with Charlie and Nick's in terms of like queer relationships and how to go about those when you're young and just queer happiness. It's just really, really happy and cute, and yeah, I love it. Love Alice Oseman as an author. Like she does a really good job of writing comforting stories while also like having real topics in them. Like the topic of mental health is heavily involved in every story she writes, and it's done in a way that makes you again have to reflect, but also in a way that gives you more hope. And I think that's comforting. Like the thought of hope is a comforting thought. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Love it to bits and pieces. The characters are my babies. This is my family. Love them. Next book is one I mentioned in my last wrap up, but I have to bring it up again because I think it's not only just like a new favorite of mine, it's just a fall associated book for me. Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling by Elise Bryant. Again, I mentioned I talked about this last wrap-up video. This book is about Reggie and Delilah. They meet on New Year's Eve. They don't know each other. Reggie is just there because his friends are trying to get him to leave the house because all he does is play Dungeons and Dragons all day. And Delilah is at this like event thing because her and her friends are in a band and they're playing that event, even though she did not want to be a part of it, but they needed a lead singer and they were just like, hey, you can sing. And she's just like, okay. Her and Reggie, they meet at this New Year's Eve party club event, and after that first meeting on New Year's Eve, they start meeting every single holiday throughout the rest of the year. And of course, like as they continue meeting, a friendship starts forming, and then slowly but surely a relationship starts forming, and it's just so freaking cute. This is Elise Bryant's latest release. I'm pretty sure this came out in January. I'm a huge fan of all of her YA novels. I think she's so good at writing YA romances, especially with like Black leads. Amazing. I think this book is definitely a new comfort story of mine. Like I think about these characters, Reggie and Delilah, all the time, and it's too soon for a reread because I'm in the middle of like 2 or 3 other books. But yeah, I think that this story is really comforting, especially when it comes to like the aspect of them meeting every single holiday. Fall is associated with comfort to me as well because of holidays. Like, you know, when fall starts, the holidays start kicking in. And this book is literally 2 people that accidentally start meeting every holiday and then soon make it their thing to meet on every holiday for an entire year. And it's such a cute concept. And this is definitely, I think, my favorite book Elise Bryant has made. It's so good, so great. Read it. It's adorable. Okay, next book is one that I also read this year. This was one I read while I was in the UK. I got recommended it on Twitter, and I put it in here because I do think it's a comforting book, though I didn't give it like the highest of ratings. I think about it and I'm just like, this is cute for fall. The Brightest Light of Sunshine. This book is about a girl who is recovering from some serious trauma, okay? She's trying to get back into the world, have some fun, and her first way of doing that is by getting a tattoo. So she goes to a tattoo artist, and this guy is, I think, older than her. Like there's an age gap. I think it's like 6 years, something like that. The guy and her start talking, and they slowly start forming a friendship. And the guy is also like kind of a parent to his younger sister, so it's kind of like single parent trope, and it's just really, really wholesome. I thought that this book was really cute. It wasn't anything like amazing or life-changing, but I think this book was really cute, and I do associate it with fall. Like the story itself was really well done in my opinion. Nothing too cheesy, just nothing but good vibes. The Brightest Light of Sunshine by Lucina Coney. I would definitely go check it out. Next book is one that I think is also pretty popular. Like everyone knows about it, but I'm just gonna recommend it anyway. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This book is also one of my all-time faves, and I'm so excited to read the sequel that came out this month. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. I can't recommend this one enough either. I know that some people either love it or hate it, which is usually the case when it comes to like really big book talk books, but I really do like this book, and I'm so happy that she's continuing the rest of the series with the other characters. This book is about a girl. I don't know why I'm blanking on the names right now. I'm so sorry. But a girl who is on the figure skating team at their school. She is upset because she has to share the ice rink or whatever with the hockey team because one of the hockey players fucked up something. So now they have to share it, and she's just like, this is not my problem. Why do I have to suffer because the meatheads over there wanted to ruin everything? Like, why do me and the rest of my team have to suffer for this? And in order for the teams to actually get along, because there's a lot of like tension on the ice when they're together, they have to do icebreakers. So the hockey team and the ice skating team, they like slowly become friends, and she starts becoming friends with the leader, captain of the hockey team. I know sports terms, I swear. Hockey team captain and her start slowly becoming friends after the little icebreaker exercise. Haha, icebreaker, you get it? That slowly turns into like a friends with benefits thing, which slowly turns into a relationship thing, and I think it's cute. I also think I associate this with fall simply because, again, it's on a college campus, and I think this takes place at the start of a new school year as well. Overall, I think this is just like a really cute book. Check trigger warnings though, because I know it does talk a lot about like eating disorders and stuff along those lines. So if that's something that triggers you, definitely check out the trigger warnings that go in like detail about how it's mentioned in the book. But I do love this book a lot, and I can't wait to read the sequel. I've been so busy with school that I haven't had the chance to even pick up the sequel, and it came out like over a week ago. Next book is one that is by multiple authors. Blackout by Angie Thomas, Danielle Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson, Nick Stone, Ashley Woodfolk, and Nicola Yoon. It's an anthology made by many Black authors. The book is centered around 6 different couples, I think, during a blackout in New York. each couple is going through something different, so you got many different tropes going on. Okay, each couple has a different trope. One is enemies to lovers trope, one is second chance romance trope. There's some rainbow adjacent things happening in this book, which is also really fun to me. Yeah, it's just really cute. I love this book. It's also a really quick read, so in case you just want to like snuggle up with a blanket on your couch with coffee and get through something really quickly, I would suggest Blackout. I think it's a really, really good book. Again, it's a romance, but it's a really cute, short, easy romance with like 6 different couples all going through very different things while this blackout is happening across New York. So yeah, go check it out. And the last book is one that I don't think I've ever mentioned on this channel, but it is one of my favorites. Blood Like Magic by LaSalle Sambury. This is very much fall cozy vibes simply because of the witches and the magic involved. Ooh, it's just so good. I don't know if anyone ever talks about this duology. I genuinely love this duology. Like the sequel that came out, I think, was it this year or last year? It ended me, and I think everyone should read it. So I'm putting this in here for like a recommendation for fall, but also just because I need everyone to get on board with this. This is such a good duology. So Blood Like Magic is about a girl named Voya, and she's going through this thing called the calling, I believe, where she gets her powers through an ancestor. Okay, she's allowed to do it when she's like of age, I think like 16, 15, something like that. And so she's supposed to get her powers through an ancestor, and if she doesn't, then her family might start suffering, like their family magic might start suffering. And somehow she ends up messing up the whole entire like ritual process, which means that her family is starting to suffer because of it. But her ancestor was just like, you can fix this if you are able to find your true love. Why am I blanking on this? I'm so sorry. Hello? Garbage disposal is going crazy down there. Yeah, so her ancestor was just like, if you want to save your family's magic after screwing up your ritual process, then you're gonna have to find your first love and you're gonna have to kill them. Voya is just like, okay, well, I guess I have no choice. Like, she literally lives with her grandma, her 3 aunts, her mom, her dad, her cousins. Like, she has a lot of people living with her, so everyone in her house is getting affected by this if she doesn't fix it. But obviously when she meets the love of her life, she slowly starts falling in love with them, and it's like kind of impossible for her to kill them. And also this is kind of, so not kind of, it technically is a sci-fi story because it takes place a little bit in the future, 2040 something or 2050 something, so not that far into the future, but enough where like technology is heavily involved in this book. Like the advancement of technology is really descriptive in this book, which I found interesting because you never really see witchcraft mixed up with sci-fi elements. But I think the way LaSalle Sambury wrote this was very well done. And the love interest is trans, so it's just like, it's a very cute love story, but also kind of dark because obviously she's on a mission to kill them. And also the magical elements are very dark. It's not like happy-go-lucky witchcraft, it's very like don't fuck with it with kind of witchcraft or else you might die. And mix in that with like the technology elements of it where they literally have like chips in their brains or something. It's just so good. I should reread this. I might reread this at some point in the next few months because it's so good. Like I never hear anyone talk about this duology, and it's like one of my favorites, so I'm hoping by recommending it you guys read it. But also like the love story and the witch vibes of it giving really, really, really good fall vibes in my opinion. Like, yeah, it's a little bit dark and heavy, but everything about it to me, in my opinion, it just makes me feel good. It's also like black witches, so I'm biased, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, the story itself is so good. Go check it out. Blood Like Magic by LaSalle Sambury. And yeah, I think that's it. Those are all my recommendations for fall. Exciting. If you guys have any fall recommendations, let me know in the comments below because I am very open to reading anything fall related. This is my season, okay? I love fall. Give me any and all recommendations and I'll try to get to them within the next few months. If you guys would like to follow me on all my social media, here they are. I mostly interact on Twitter, but if you'd like to follow me on all the other apps, they will be linked down in the description below, along with my Instagram and my TikTok and all the other ones. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.